Okay, and welcome back everybody. You are watching the Premier League Season 3. My name is Triumph-Man and I will be casting this knockout match versus Virtus.Pro versus Mouz. Now this is game number 2 in a best of 3 series. Virtus.Pro currently hold a 1-0 lead, completely and utterly dominating Mouz in game number 1. So Mouz have a lot of hard work against them. This time around they will ban out the Dirge. And last match, rather surprising, they let both Magnus as well as Dirge slip through. They did have the second pick too, so they allowed both those heroes to slip through, and in the end, gave away both of them in favour of a Darkseer as well as a Templar first pick. In the end, Darkseer really didn't have anybody to work with, no good AoE stuns, nukes, that sort of business, so his vacuum wasn't as useful, and was mostly just coming down to Surge and Iron Shell in the fights. Didn't really get off any good walls either. Was a little bit too early in the game though for those. Bounty Hunter though being banned out along with the Bat Rider. Now Mouz first pick, we'll see what they decide to grab here. I would not be surprised if it is a Templar Assassin. They generally try and give that to Fatter. Fatter has played that, I think, for like his last 3 games in a row that he's played in the Premier League. 4 games in a row that I've seen him play in the Premier League. He has been playing that Templar Assassin, so doesn't get a lot of variety in his life apparently. But Darkseer, the first pick for Mouz. Now last match they did run it on Kuriki, ran it as a jungler. Instead they had the Wind Runner as the Suicide Solo. She did get picked up a couple of times by the Phantom Lance. It was somewhat annoying for her there, but still. Last game we had a 2-1-2 setup for Virtus.Pro. I get the feeling we might see a 1-1-3 setup, possibly one of those 3 being a jungler, or they could go for dual lanes with a 1-2-2 instead. We'll see what Virtus.Pro decide to roll with here in a moment, but they have picked up that Faceless Void, so they have the late game pretty much locked down there. We've got to keep in mind though that said Faceless Void can get involved in the fight fairly easily early on, just because of course his ult, a well-placed ult, will of course cause all sorts of havoc. It is a huge crowd control stun, which is something that Mouz definitely lacked last match. Virtus.Pro on the other hand did not. And that said, Virtus.Pro, we'll see what they decide to select next for their supports, because of course NS playing that Disruptor. Like I said at the start of the match, NS's Disruptor is very much feared. And it is something that does get banned at a respect ban. That said, Mouz, they let it through, and I've got to say, NS cause all sorts of havoc. Those glimpses, Glimpse is such a good spell for picking off people. They think they're safe, they think they're okay to move in, they overextend a little bit, and suddenly they are glimpsed completely out of position. It is utterly crippling. But now Mouz, their double pick. We'll see what they decide to select now. Templar Assassin being left alone. Maybe we'll see Fatter play something else for a change. We'll see in just a moment. Mouz, though. Now, Mouz tend to go towards the late game as well with their picks. We'll see what they decide to select. Now, last time we saw Mouz select a Faceless Void, I think it was Mouz selected a Faceless Void, they got screwed over, if I remember correctly, by a Phantom Lance out. I mean, that might be something I want to consider here. The AoE from Virtus.Pro, though that said, they do have some considerable AoE in the form of Jakiro and possibly whatever else they decide to select. But that's something that Mouz definitely lacked last match. Didn't really end up coming into play because the match was over so quickly. But something they really didn't have was AoE clearance, and that's something that when used against the Phantom Lance was very effective. And not having it's kind of like not having AoE against Broodmother. It's very difficult to deal with just a spam of just a wave of minions coming at you that just continually harass and push towers, and generally just be a huge pain in the fight. It's even more so when you consider these minions and our burning mana as well. Nyx Assassin though, the next pick for Mouz, and I suspect we'll see Kuriki play this. Probably play him in sort of a jungling position, sort of running around there in the jungle, just getting his own farm in there. It's generally how they run that. Darkseer though, most likely this time around, I think it will be given to pass and they'll suicide lane it. That is my guess, but we'll see what they go for in the end. Virtus.Pro with their third pick before we go over into the second banning phase. Virtus.Pro, I think they're likely to pick up their mid here. Virtus.Pro fairly NS is very versatile. I mean, they could decide to grab up the Disruptor, but I don't think they will. I think they'll pick up something a little bit more defensive here. Something with a good stun or a nuke, that sort of business. They've already got the huge time stop. They don't really need the kinetic field that badly. If Ice Path, time stop, they should be alright, the Chronosphere there. So they should be fine for crowd control right now. That said, Templar Assassin, Darkseer, and Nyx Assassin at the moment. A lot of good solo-based heroes. That's Nyx likely to be used in that supporting role. We'll see in a moment. Virtus.Pro going to take their time with this one to check. Okay, Nature's Prophet. This is a hero that we don't see that frequently, that said anymore. That said, if a hero is going to cause all sorts of havoc, and I mean, if a hero is going to delay the game and buy time for somebody to farm, it's going to be Nature's Prophet, just continually TPing around the map and just counter-ganking non-stop. And against his lineup, he doesn't have to fear it. We've seen Nature's Prophet. I feel like he became less popular because the whole Wisp combo became really popular. I mean, really just came out and he just became super, super popular. And then you could mind the fact that Tinker was getting picked every now and then. It was very hard for Nature's Prophet to get aggressive around the map because you had these heroes just teleporting around. Every time he'd teleport, these heroes would just teleport and go, look, there's free money, and kill him. And then just basically counter-push the lane he was trying to go after. So I think this is why we have not seen a lot of Nature's Prophet. That said, Mousesport's unlikely to go for a teleporting lineup this match because Templar Assassin already going to be taking that mid lane off the Tinker, and they are unlikely to be running a Wisp combo with their final 2 picks here, I think. So Nature's Prophet should be free to do his business. As we see the Shadow Demon in the next ban here, the final ban from Mousesports. Also, we do have an Invoker ban from Mousesports as well. Keep it light though, being banned out by Virtus.Pro. Nagasaran also being removed. I really don't know if they really would have put Nagasaran to that much use, but you know what, it's possible. Nagasaran not really having that huge a synergy with the current lineup that Mouse would have, other than setting up a good vacuum there for Darkseer. But like I said, they just don't really have that huge follow-up. Rubik, the final ban here from Virtus.Pro of the side. Of course, one of the more annoying things for Void to face, Void leaps in, throws down his ult, and the first thing he'll have stolen is, of course, his ultimate. And then Rubik will move up and then just counter-ult his team. So, I think it's not as bad as it used to be, whereas Void would immediately get counter-ulted and be pinned down, but he can now move around the ults, if memory serves me correctly. None of the Chronospheres affect him. However, it is still annoying. It's a guaranteed counter stun, basically. A big guaranteed counter ult there from Rubik, so it's a decent ban there from Virtus.Pro to remove the Rubik from the field. Leshrac will be banned out next. Likely to be the supports here. Very likely to be the supports here. We'll see what the final ban is. The question is, what will Black be playing? Unless it's going to be the Leshrac. I kind of doubt it, but it's possible. But I think they'll be looking for something, a nice big nasty here. I mean, they could even pick up something like Phantom Lancer. Luna's also, I think. Luna less so, just because Faceless Void tends to dodge. Like, big burst damage hits against Faceless Void is less useful because he tends to dodge, and whereas lots and lots and lots of hits tends to be more efficient against him, I feel. Just because of his backtrack. His backtrack goals being a huge pain in the ass there, and we see another big crowd control spell picked up in the form of Enigma. Now, Nature's Prophet. This might actually be a jungly Nature's Prophet if we have Enigma being picked up. This could actually be a jungling Nature's Prophet. So I think it will be Faceless Void, Jakiro together, Nature's Prophet in the jungle, Enigma taking the suicide lane, and then they'll have somebody, the last pick here will take the solo mid. Unless they're going for dual mid. I mean, they could be going for dual mid, Faceless Void, Jakiro against Templar Assassin. That's definitely doable. I think that's definitely possible. They could be gunning for that, but we'll see.
Clinks.
And Clinks will be the final pick here. We'll see Black on that Clinks, and that is definitely a very mean hero. And I think a very, very viable pick here, just because Clinks, like, this is what they were missing last match, was they didn't have anything that hit hard, that hit really, really hard in that early mid-game phase. Whereas Clinks, if you give Clinks, I mean, this could actually be, oh, I doubt it actually, no, it wouldn't be a solo mid Clinks. This kind of thing you can do with Clinks. He hits hard, and if you just rush an Orchid on Clinks, it can cause just picking up heroes, silencing heroes in the middle of a fight, or before they get off a crucial spell as they move in. It is very, very effective. The kind of hero that you want to target is something like Brewmaster or Enigma, preventing them from getting that big fight-changing ult off. That said, Mousesports, again, they lack the teamfight capabilities of their opponents. You look at these team fights, like right now they've got Leshrac's okay in a team fight, Nyx's alright, they've got the vacuum, but they don't really have the huge, huge follow-up ults there. Whereas if we compare the lineup on the Dire side, I mean, you've got Macropie, you've got Black Hole, you've got Chronosphere, you've got Primal Split. All these, I mean, the only hero who doesn't have a huge powerhouse ultimate is Nature's Prophet, which is good in its own aspects, but at the same time, it's not exactly, it's not the biggest of game changers out there. Clinks appears to be going for an Aquila early on. Has been pulled some regen there, I believe. Nick's taking his supported role. Yeah, he will be backed up. He looks like he will be getting backed up by he will be getting backed up by Nyx Assassin, as well as the Leshrac there, as it's complaining. Ask next time. I mean, yeah, generally speaking, you're not supposed to unpause and without asking your opponents. It's not really a rule, it's more a manners thing. That said, Virtus.Pro, they are chomping at the bit. They want to get rolling very, very quickly, in fact. We're asking to start straight away. But yes, I am definitely very, very worried for this line. I just feel the team fight. Like, I get the feeling that even without Void, they have the power to start forcing fights, like good, big pushes at 20 minutes in. I mean, they could even just bring Void as well, just of course for his ultimate. But even without that Primal Split, they have, even without that Chronosphere, if Void just wants to sit in the corner and farm, they have Primal Split, Black Hole, Macrofire. They land big hits like this, that is going to tear. That is going to melt Mouse Sports. It's going to tear them apart and melt them. That said, though, they do have Nyx Assassin. Now, this is a pretty good counter to the Enigma. It does make it difficult for him to get that Black Hole. Nyx, of course, if he's suspecting a Blink Black Hole, can pop the Spike, can pop the Carapace, and just pretty much counter that altogether. But that said, it is very much a timing issue. Mistime that, it sets him up, indeed, for an attack. We want to be quite careful about this. We see Nature's Prophet's going to be doing a little bit of scouting there, sending out his Tree Puppet. In fact, Black, being greedy, will just try and take that last hit in a second. There we go. 12 gold, must have it. Now, Faceless Void has also been pulled some money here. There we go. Has started off with a Poor Man's Shield and has been pulled some regen. Now, he will be taking most likely a dual lane. Enigma going to be taking that Suicide... Oh, okay. No, that's not a very suicide-oriented build there. Interesting. Are they going for dual lanes again? I mean, they could actually... No, surely not. They're not leaving Void to his own devices up there.
The battle begins.
The issue is that will be up, most likely he will be up against Pass, and Pass, even with the Poor Man's Shield, the majority of Pass's harassment comes through Ion Shell, so that's something the Void can't really deal with on his own. And will still allow Darks to get very, very aggressive. And it looks like NS will be staying in this bottom lane, will actually be backing up Santa. This is a very odd... wait a minute. Are they offensively jungling and they're leaving Jakiro in the lane? I actually don't know quite... I don't quite know what they're doing here. I mean, they're going to leave Void by himself. There's no way Void's getting any farm here. In fact, Alex, as well as Kirky, decided to go on the offensive here with Pass. He'll be backing up. Meanwhile, Clinks will be taking his solo lane. Clinks can harass his lane a little bit better, although that said, they do have some counter... I saw some... There we go. Counter wards on Enigma. They're just going for a really, really quick tower here. That's it. Screw. Okay, so we've got plenty of minions here. In fact, I think they must have scattered this out. Okay, I guess they must have scattered out the support movements up here and figured out what was going on. They said, yo, let's just take a really quick tower in this bottom lane. This is going to hurt Mouse Sports, especially if we see NS poured out to the top lane shortly. The Ice Part tossed out there as well. And that bottom tower, that is a very quick tower down. Tower down at 1 minute in. And Black, not pleased by this development here, as it looks like they're going to try their own counter push up here. But I think we'll see some ports in a second. Or maybe not. Nope, they're just going to gun for 2 towers. Virtus.Pro on the warpath, or will they break off? We'll see in a moment. Nope, looks like they're going to stick around as we see. KSI just going to pick up some last hits here. Just going to continue the push. Meanwhile, there we go. The counter push coming. Alex is going to start popping that edict as soon as he gets it. Has unfortunately started off with Split Earth, so we can't get that tower burning spell up and running. Then we'll just have to settle with harassing the creep wave away. There we go. Stun getting tossed out there. Dual stun there on Ammon. Ammon now going to have to time lock away. They will jump away. Surge though on. Well, no, managed to get the aggro off himself. Passo surges forward. Runs out of Iron Shell. They're very, very cautious about actually attacking him here because they don't want the tower to aggro them like that. See Alex taking a lot of damage from just 2 hits. And a little bit of creep aggro. Meanwhile, the bottom tower being burned down here. Jakiro actually pick up an early level there in Liquid Fire. Just to help them with this push. There we go. Conversion being used. Very quick push here from the... Wow. There we go. First Blood. Black getting picked off. And this looks like a very specific idea that NS must have had against them.
Bottom tower is under attack.
There we go. An early tower down. I think there's a bit of banner coming out there. He's saying 3 to stop me. Typical. 3 to stop. I don't think that's the reason. But they are going to take 3 of these towers down. Black, not finding much farm. They might actually, they are probably going to need to rotate this fairly soon. Or he's not going to find very much farm at all. He's just going to be a little bit too easy to gank. Just because Nature's Prophet, the issue is Black, of course, relying on his Windwalk to get away. And it's the kind of, this is the kind of lineup. Nature's Prophet can get in behind them with those counter wars, dust, that sort of business. And it looks like they're just going to go straight for the... Wow. They are just going to go straight for the racks here. They mean business. And I've got to say, Mousesports, they need to do something about this. You cannot let this go. They need to get back here and defend. Otherwise, they are eventually going to lose this tower. Just the minion spam right now, although that said, Enigma has run out of mana for conversion. So at very least, that will slow them down a little bit. But they're going to have, I mean, they could just back off for a minute or so, go and pick up some arcane boots, and then get back out here. Nature's Prophet has the money for it if he wants to. There we go, top tower. Still not really being dealt with here. Although that said, they're quite happy picking up Void. Void going to get taken out here. There we go. Stack stuns will finish him. And now we have NS and Co backing off. They need to grab some mana here, and they will be backing off to go and select that. They might even just start defending Void now. I mean, they could salvage this tower from the top lane if they start porting over. Or they might not even bother. We'll see. It's a Courier off, and then picked up a Soul Ring there. This is probably Enigma's items coming out to him in a second there. This will help him deal with the mana issues. Yep, they are Enigma's items. We'll be going for that mech first, I believe, and has already picked up the Soul Ring. Now Black just trying to get whatever last hits he can. He's on 15-3, which, I mean, considering he's up against that aggressive lane, they could have been a lot worse. That said, we've got a potential gank coming on the mid lane right now. But there's nobody home. He's gone bottom to check on the rune, and Brewmaster will be grabbing that haste rune there from the bottom. In fact, not level 6 yet, so not really ready to gank. Just going to go back to mid, get his level 6. Meanwhile, Mousesports have set the supports, and there we go. The supports finally rotating away from the top lane. I feel like these guys should have gone bottom as soon as they figured out what was up. They lost 2 towers for no real good reason, but here we go. Chikura baiting them forwards. There we go, getting hit by that stun. He's not too worried about the sick follow-up stun. He's going to throw out the Ice Path down a second. Can he get it down? Brewmaster going to throw down there. We go. He's got the Thunderclap down. Will Chikura getting picked off there by the Carapace. Alex now going to be the revenge kill here in a second. Brewmaster popping that haste. Will run him down fairly easily. There we go. Gets picked off there. Now Templar Assassin spotted up by the counter ward there. Malefus also going to stun it down. Brewmaster will not be returning. He's going to be chasing Nyx for the wrong part. It looks like we should be able to get away there. Templar Assassin should be able to escape. Not enough stuns there to bring it down. There we go. Brewmaster just continually harassing Kuriki. Kuriki though, oh no, not going to stun himself there. You see the creep now going to harass him there. It looks like all he has to do is Thunderclap. There we go. Thunderclap to finish that haste rune. A nice little bait there for Chikura. Getting them a 2-for-1 trade. It did cost him his life, but it was definitely worth it. Nature's Prophet now likely going straight for a Midas. Oh yes, there it is. Midas on the way. Now Fado has got his bottle up and running. That said, Black. The question is, how quickly can Black catch up? Now the issue is, Void has not received as much farm as he'd like, but the deal is, of course, Nature's Prophet has a crap load. And of course, Nature's Prophet is one of those heroes, if he gets enough money, he can actually start completely and utterly steamrolling people. If he gets that money, if he gets enough cash rolling, if he gets that holla dollar get dollar, holla get dollar effect running, it is definitely very, very difficult to stop. There we go. It looks like they will pick off a nice little counter kick there as you see the Ice Path tossed out. Can he catch 2 heroes? I don't know, it was a bottle there being shipped back. But Black now, he's getting the farm right now, but he's vulnerable and needs to be really careful. That said, for the most part, it looks like Furion's getting greedy and decides to even deny that double damage rune rather than go for it. Which, I mean, fair enough. Brewmaster is not going to be back. He's not going to be in a position where he really needs that rune. It's more likely that Templar Assassin would go for it in a few seconds. The Black now going for that early Orchid, of course. Has picked up his first Oblivion Staff. Said, how is Void farming right now? Void 20-1. Said Clinks. You see how quickly Black has caught up. He last hits. This guy is very, very good at his last hitting. He has picked up 41-3 now. Compare that to Void. Void, of course, 21-1. So, I mean, they got that early start, but most of that money, most of that running start, I feel, is probably going to go to Nature's Prophet. That said, the extra 2 towers for Void will have helped him quite a lot. See, Void, where is he on? 272, definitely. Considering he's outnumbered 3-1, wasn't getting that many last hits. 270 is not a bad goal per minute to be at. So we see the harassment there from Curse. Not really, strictly speaking, harassment. But of course, the Drunken Brawler. See, he's maxed out first. Fado just cannot land these last hits because he's been such a pain in the ass about it. The double stun zone first. Curse, okay, not quite getting picked up, gets a Primal Split off. But it is defensive in nature. Kuriki, though, gonna pop the stun there. His Carapace gonna not save him. Well, will it bring him down? The Fire Panda gonna get chased. The stun getting tossed down there. Not really doing enough damage. The Earth Panda gonna try and bring down. Throws out his own stun. Will pick him off. That said, he's trapped in now. And the recombine point, of course, is the Earth Panda. Curse on a suicide mission succeeds. Mission accomplished. But of course, losing his life in the process. We see the goal for minute at the moment. That's the Virtus.Pro ahead right now. That's it. KSI about to get picked off here. If they can land a stun, going to seal himself up there. Actually throws at the minions. Going to go for the block. A little bit of a body block. Realizes he can't teleport out. Goes for the minion body block. That's one more hit. They go for the spill. Actually not getting the spill here. Void actually one more hit. Will it miss? An uphill miss. Trolls him just a little bit. But there we go. Sonic Trap to slow. And they will manage to finish him. I was about to say, is he going to get away? It was a tight miss. It was a tight thing for a second there. Void going to get a bash off there on Fatter. We see a Black getting quite farmed. 54 and 4. I mean, you consider the fact that the gold's like decent standard right now is 50 CS at the 10-minute mark. Black is sitting on 55 at 8.5 minutes in. So they had a lot of early pressure there, pushing him back, but Black immediately catching up there. As soon as he was given space, Black becomes a very, very fearsome farmer.
Dire's middle tower.
See a leap away there from Virtus.Pro. Now we have Sander coming to the top lane. Now he's got Black Hole ready to go. Now do we have some backup here? Yes we do. Brewmaster here ready to try and jump out of them. Doesn't have his ult, but if they can land the Black Hole, probably won't need it. Especially since Void can Void in some trouble. 1 second to leap away here. Will need to back out there. Black Hole tossed out. Will catch Paz. Doesn't quite get that. It was a nice attempt though. Would have been really good if it got both of them there. KSI to teleporting and Void also going to go get some bash off there. Or was that actually, no, I think that might have actually been a Malphite there. Finished off though by a Brewmaster throwing out his Thunderclap. Meanwhile, Chikura also swooping in from behind. Looks like he's going to go for a quick tower here, as they will pick up some tree puppets there to help them push it. Conversion also out in the field. They have split as well. This should be a fairly easy tier 1 tower in the top lane. Might even go for the tier 2. Fatter though coming to defend. Alex is here as well. Has got the lightning build. No Edith. This is probably why they couldn't push all that much. It's either Drunken Haze tossed out. Most of it's slow. Not so much to blind Leshrac. There doesn't really have, of course, a great attack damage anyway. And there we go. Ice Path tossed out. Doesn't connect with anybody there. And more Drunken Haze. Stun gets tossed out there by Kuriki. Ice, oh, Split Earth, landing on 2 heroes. Are they going to gun for something? They do have, no, don't have Primal Split up there. Brewmaster has to be careful. Got to play it safe for 15 seconds. We have got a Void ult up though. Could try and set things up. Throws it out as they charge in there. Kuriki losing his stun. Curso walking straight to that. Enigma also walking inside that black hole, inside that time stop. And it may have been a serious mistake. They lose the Brewmaster. Doesn't get the stun off there. Doesn't get his ult off either. Buys back. They will be back in the second. Kuriki now continuing to push forward. Didn't use the mana bird in that fight. Will pick off Chikura. I think they made a serious mistake in that fight. 2 heroes walking straight to that Chronosphere. That is somewhat embarrassing and not the team fight coordination we come to expect there from Virtus.Pro. Definitely a bit of a misplay there. And a buyback immediately from the Brewmaster trying to save this tower. They do still have Brewmaster's ult up at the very least. Drunken Haze once again on Nyx there. Not really going to do a whole lot there. Kuriki not really reliant on that auto take. 30 seconds on his own ultimate. Top tower goes down now. We got the Drunken Haze once again. Going to try and pick up Kuriki. There's the Malphite as well. As he jumps in there, going to stun everybody there. The Carpet's going to catch a Thunderclap. There we go, the vacuum in. Pale goes out, catches all 3 heroes. Can they bring them both down? Yes, they do. They bring down Enigma, bring down Void. Can they get a third though? Fatter now taking a lot of damage there from the third. Ice Path coming in. There we go. Kuriki being tossed up in the air by the Whirlwind. The Brewmaster though about to recombine. This is not a good look for him. He's about to pop back. And now he's in a lot of trouble. Throws out the Thunderclap. Gets picked off. And Virtus.Pro making a second series of misplays there. The vacuum and the Impale stun was what they needed. Was what Mousesports needed to get them back in this. Another Impale. They're going to pick up NS. NS, can we see a vacuum in a second? Draw him back here. Might need a surge. Vacuum going to draw him back. Here comes Alex with a stun to finish him off. No, Nyx takes it ahead of time with the mana bird. And Mousesports playing a lot better, and we've got to keep in mind, Void is not farm. Void is definitely well behind where Black is. Void 31 and 6. Compare that to Black. Black has been left alone, and as soon as you leave Black alone, he's got a 12 minutes. Orchid. I mean, if you saw this in a pub, you'd be tearing your hair out and going, which noob fed the Clinks? Which noob fed Lone Fletcher? He's got an Orchid at 12 minutes. That's the kind of thing you'd be screaming. So considering the pressure that Clinks was under initially, he has recovered quite nicely. But this is what it comes down to in Dota. It's not so much burst, it's not so much a little bit of pressure, it's sustained pressure. And that's what Void has been under. Black was put under a lot of pressure quickly, but then left alone to catch up, and he made the most of it. So Hero's Carapet's being tossed out. Ice Path's going to catch Black. Black Hole being tossed out, catching Fatter as well as Black. Black going to fall. Black goes down. Kuriki also walking into it, pops the Carapet, so Enigma now into trouble. Enigma There's the Thunderclap though to defend. Vacuums in. Enigma picked up there by the Mana Burn. And now Kurz, there's the time stop there from Void. Pops out his ultimate there. Alex down to trouble. The counter attack from Virtus.Pro is good. Can they pick him up? They will pick him up there. The courier from the Radiant side almost walks into trouble here. They're still focused here on the Surge machine there. The Darks, they pick off Darks here. And it looks like Kurika will be the only one to back off. Their Mouse Sports go for a good series of kill. They get the Enigma. But in the end it backfires horribly. Void getting in there with a good ultimate. I think they were right to gun for that kill. That said though, we'll check the gold chart in just a second.
Middle tower is under attack.
It is still favouring the Radiant side. They of course did make a misplay there, but you see the swings back and forth here. Around about a 4k lead for the Radiant side in gold. Experience wise, around about a 5k lead, so it looks like Mouse Sports still do have a significant advantage. Templar Assassin has also picked up a Blink Dagger, so she's got some good mobility this time around as well. See 91 and 4 there for
Dire's
black.
middle tower is under attack.
We see Kuriki is picking up most likely a Yules or a 4-star there. In fact, actually, wait a minute, he's got a null. Oh, okay. Now Kuriki, when I see him play Nyx, generally speaking, he goes for a mobility build. He tends to pick up things like 4-star and Yules on his Nyx stats, as well as Blink Dagger. You see the easy push there from Mouse Sports. Of course, Clinks is not too bad at pushing. Searing Arrows, of course, affect the tower, so it's pretty good at pushing there. But Kuriki generally goes for a mobility build on his Nyx, but that could actually be taken. We'll see what he goes for in a moment. As he pops there, pops the Carapace, also that nuke. This Mana Burn becomes extremely potent in the late game. The 4-second cooldown makes it very, very effective against heroes like Jakiro and Enigma. Really slams them consistently during the fights. We see the surge forward there. They decided not to gun for anything though. Changed their mind. Now the ultimates on the Dire side, we only have Macro Pyre as well as Primal Split Up. On the Radiant side, they're not really ultra reliant, so they're fairly ready to fight as it is right now. Of course, Death Pack's not up, but of course it's still, well, it is technically up. It's still running. But he can't pick it up in the middle of a fight for that unsuspected burst heal. Alex has picked up an Urn of Shadows. Back to bring the item chart here in a second. There, Thunderclap, Kuriki now just going to spam the Mana Burn. They're also stun Ice Path, like catching Alex, going to toss out a stun as well. Picking up Kurt's fairly nice. In fact, they might gun for this. A vacuum back lightning spam as well, but he will walk away in the end there. We see Virtus.Pro have decided to invest in a mech there for the Nature's Prophet. Mech is also done for passive, and otherwise no real major items picked up. Who were they hunting there? Jakiro might be in a bit of spot of bother here. No, he will manage to get away. They don't have any Blinky. Oh wait, yes, Templar Assassin is here. If it was mistaken that for Darks here. It looks like they're just going to go for an early Roshan here. The question is, do Virtus.Pro want to force a fight? Their ults are starting to come up here. We'll have Black Hole in 6 seconds, and I think Mouse Sports are definitely wise to back off. Really don't want to fight on the Dire side when you have these huge ultimates up. That said, though, they might have realised that Virtus.Pro don't actually have a ward up there. We see 1100 gold up there for Fatter. Now Fatter might not even bother with. He might actually go screw it and not actually go for a BKB strike, just because we have a lot of superior magic disables here on the Dire side. So he might decide it's not as valuable this match and might just go straight for a glass cannon build like a Stygian Desolator, or might even see something like a Manta style build. We'll see in a moment.
We all look alike to you.
Now the Radiant side, they saw that ward placement, so they'll probably pop it off fairly shortly, knock it out fairly shortly. Meanwhile, Black just hunting the jungle. And this is where Clinks becomes very dangerous. This early phase where he's got this Orchid, he becomes very, very lethal. Can pick up heroes very quickly. That said, though, he spots the 3 heroes coming, decides to back up fairly quickly, decides not to get in trouble. Although Nyx is here, they might actually try and burst somebody down who steps out of line. This is definitely a possibility. Nyx Assassin, only a level 1 Vendetta though, so he will lose that fairly shortly. And looks like they're not going to have a target for the duration. And there we go, Black still looking for a target. They might actually be gunning for Faceless Fortress. Is a possibility, might need to leave fairly soon. Black was looking for an angle there to toss down the Orchid, but didn't really find it. We'll have to settle with a bit of farm. Meanwhile though, Nature's Prophet is going to drag this game out, being his usual jerkish self. As you can see here, this is a kind of behaviour that was really put to a stop by Wisp, the rise of Wisp. As well, of course, Tinker becoming semi-popular, though Tinker sort of faded off. But heroes that can sort of come out of nowhere, also Batrider as well, tends to sort of sit in the trees and then jump on you and then pick you off. Those sort of heroes have really made have really made Nature's Prophet less popular when it comes to this sort of jerkish pushing power.
Dire's middle tower is
But
under
in this lineup, he has actually got the opportunity to do so, so he'll be abusing that as much as he can, just trying to buy time here for Void. But of course, he's got to realise, as much time as he buys, of course, he does buy time for Clinks to farm some more. And of course, Black loves his farm. Now we get the double stun toss out there. There's that Orchid as well. Easy pick off. I know the Orchid actually going down on NS there. The damage amp is going to be very lethal in a second. The stun can be 2 seconds there. NS not having a tower to hide behind. He's in some serious trouble. Void jumps in, throws down the ultimate. Now we've got Chaos. So NS here. KSI as well. Macro Pyre. They will pick off Kurki. Wonderful counter gank there. And the mech also being popped to heal him up, and the smoke to help him run away as well. It was an alright trade there, but definitely a great response there from the Dire team, from Virtus.Pro. Picking off Enigma. Enigma versus Enix Assassin, not a bad trade though. I mean, either team can't be too unhappy with that. I mean, mostly Mousebots would be frustrated they didn't get the double kill there. They were going for 2, and they should have had it, except Void came in there with a very timely Chronosphere. Now he is still trying to build that Battle Fury most likely, just getting close to finishing. In fact, this is going to be a post 20-minute Battle Fury. That indeed tells you that he's in trouble. A Battle Fury after the 20-minute mark, that he's not in the best of shape when it comes to farm time. So the gold per minute is sub 300 gold per minute at the moment. They could possibly be looking for a kill here on the mid there. It looks at Fatter and Struggle throws out the Impale there. They will manage to pick him off there. Fatter gets stuck in, and they do pick off Kurz. Nicely done there against him. Fortunately, the burst damage right now they have is definitely getting a little bit scary, and it looks like Mousesport's definitely finding some good traction in this game. Now, Clinks, what is he going to go for this match? I mean, again, he might not even bother with the BKB just because they have those 2 superior magic stuns. The BKB won't do a lot against. Might even just go for flat out damage straight up. We'll see in a moment. And we see a black hole there. Gets cut short though by Kuriki. He says, you know what, let me just face tank that. Decides to pop his Carapace and charges in that black hole to cut a short. Macropyre and Ice Path though, going to do a lot of damage. They do pick off Faceless Void once again. Clinks actually getting a kill there in that getting a kill there against Faceless Void. It's definitely something they do want there. As it looks like NS will teleport out. Passo blink in there from Kurz. Kurz decides to back off though. A tower is a possibility here. They do have Edict up and running now. And of course, Clinks can do a lot of damage there. We see, he might actually, I mean, they might actually pick up the beat. And second, in hindsight, they might actually pick up the BKBs or Mantis Styles possibly. On one of those two, just to deal with Drunken Haze. Brewmaster has been taunting them with them non-stop. Clinks are getting the tower kill. Blink out there from Brewmaster, jumping back there. See, this is what I mean. That meld hit misses out, but they pick him off anyway. A vacuum in there. Silence as well from the Orchid. The damage amp will finish him. And Black getting another kill. And now suddenly Mousesport's in a dominant position. Will be charging up against his tower. They're going to go for a potential tier 3 here. Maybe follow up with the Rax. The Edict now being pumped against his tower. They should be able to do a lot of damage, if not finish it. They don't really have a response. The Black hole is down. There we go. Ult in there from Void. Gonna try and take out Black. They don't really have the burst damage to bring him down though. Does he have Death Pact up in 10 seconds? Mech gets popped back in there. Void down some trouble. Assads. Now we have Nature's Prophet jumping. Gonna pop the Mech. And they just force him off though. The tier 3 is gonna drop. Alex down. Might actually get picked off here. Throws out a stun. Catches KSI. The Malefice though gonna the minion block. And the Malefice enough to pick him off there. And they decide to back down. But they get the tier 3 tower. Definitely a worthy trade there. As Kuriki actually body blocks Pass for the hell of it. Kuriki probably giggling to himself there and body blocking Pass because he can. Meanwhile though, a port back to prevent the push on the tier 2 in the top lane.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's the Templar Assassin. Interesting. Actually goes straight for a diffuse. This is a very different build. And I think this is possibly just to try and purge a Mask of Madness off Void in the near future. I think that is probably the main goal here. That is my gut feeling. A Diffusal Blade on Templar Assassin is very unusual. Not very common at all. See Darkseid though possibly picking up and Assault Crusader. There's a vacuum though. Do we have to set the wall? Also tossed in. Now they're stuck in there. They do finish off Roshan though. We'll pick it up. Faceless Ball going to take the Aegis. Now we have the Dust getting popped in the Macropyre. Getting thrown at Fatter. Taking serious damage. That Macropyre will try and run free. Pops the mech. Will get away there. Now Kuriki in a bad position. Gets caught out. They've traded KSI for, and I think that's for our NS there. They picked up the Leshrac. Meanwhile though, they're going to try and back up here. There's the Thunderclap. Going to get in a lot of trouble. Actually, no, it's Alex on the Leshrac, I believe there. Does get picked off. Meanwhile though, Pass also going to get picked up here. Goes in 2D. Gets caught out by an Ice Path. And it's a 3-for-1 trade there. That was not the best of results.
Its fulfillment.
They don't even get the BK. They don't even manage to get the Aegis there. Faceless Void managing to snag it, so there was no steal. Enigma probably going for the BKB first in this case, most likely, because none of these spells are superior magic. We'll go straight for that BKB, just prevent any stuns knocking him out of the black hole. And it looks like Mouse Sports, they're going to lose their tier 1 mid. We have the gold shard. It is a 7.5k advantage to Virtus.Pro. To Mouse Sports, as well as an 8k experience lead to Mouse Sports. Well, now we've got to keep in mind, that said, Virtus.Pro still have very, very strong team fight potential. And that is definitely going to keep him in the mix here. I mean, that's really the only reason that Mouse Sports aren't charging up towards his bases and Raxus just yet. It's because they are very worried of the team fight potential that Virtus.Pro hold. As we saw there, they made a mistake and they got paid for it. They dived in way too deep. The Macropie crippling Templar Assassin. And then Darkseer getting caught way out of position there as well. Meanwhile, though, Faceless Void, the Battle Fury is done. Will we see a Mask of Madness? I get the feeling that's purely what this is for, the Diffusal Blade. In fact, the Ogre Club, I'm just wondering if this is going to be a BKB or will I mean, they could still use a BKB for sure. They can still use a BKB just because of Drunken Haze and how frustrating it can be against him. Now, Clinks is actually going straight for damage, though. Clinks has picked up. There we go. Teleport. He's going to jump in. Throws to the ult. Will catch Black. Black down to trouble. Macropie. There we go. Ice Pass is well to finish. An easy kill. Leshrac throwing out a stun as it looks at the Impale as well. Going to catch both of them. He pops out the Carapace there, dusting him up though. As with Kanso, maybe overextend. There we go, boy jumping. He's going to go after Kirky down to trouble. Kirky getting dragged back. Black Hole being tossed out there. We'll catch all the heroes there on the Radiant side. Pass getting caught out once again as it looks like he's trying to get back there, although he's going to try and pick off Santa as well. Santa though with a great Black Hole. And now Void charging him once again, looking for that kill. Can he find it? A Thunderclap being tossed out for good measure, looking for Fat. If they don't find it though, there we go, another slow being tossed out. Sonic Trap now, they're going to chase out Pass. Pass way too deep at the moment, is going to be caught out here. There we go, Malphus as well will finish him. And the only survivor is Fatter, blinking out of trouble there. Unfortunately, I really feel I should have engaged in that fight. It was a bit of a mistake. And a misplay there. And Virtus.Pro with a team fight power will manage to take this. So took that fight and they will take a tower to boot. And they've got a good 30 seconds to continue pressing in. They don't have to worry about the Darkseer. Now that the ults are down there, I think Darkseer is really the only big problem child they have right now they have to worry about. They should be able to pick off this tier 3. Or at least severely damage it. You're going to see, Black is back though. Black could of course cause some issues. Dark's is going to be up in a few seconds. In fact, they might actually back out here as we see the blink in there. Null hit going to miss though. Brewmaster picking up the parts that he needs for the Argon Scepter. Jakiro has actually picked up a Ghost Scepter. This is going to be fairly annoying. In fact, this is something you might see a few heroes pick up, is Ghost Scepters, just because a lot of physical damage. Of course, Clinks really reliant on that physical burst damage. This is something the hero that he wants to hunt, of course, is Jakiro. If we find Jakiro by himself, Jakiro pretty much needs to hit that Ghost Scepter and then teleport out ASAP, otherwise Clinks is going to murder him. Meanwhile, though, mid, Brewmaster just chilling in here. Going to bring up the net value as well. We see 12k there for Clinks, but at the same time, Nature's Prophet very close behind him. That said, Void still lagging behind. Just wondering if we will see that Mask of Madness. Of course, Mask of Madness is a very, very cheap damage increase. Damn, DPS increase there. See Vendetta popped along with Spike Carapace. Then with the ult tossed down. They're going to catch two heroes. He was hoping to get Kuriki as well. Now we see, we're going to see the frontal split there as well. The stun goes out on Santa. Santa going to get picked off here. Will get finished off by Dagon. It was Dagon there on the Nyx Assassin. Now Clinks trying to back up here. Should be okay. As we see Fatter also show up in the fight. Now Kuriki looking for a target there. The Void leaping on top of Leshrac. Picks up Leshrac. Sonic Trap not going to find a target. Surge in there from Darkseer though, going to give chase. There we go. There's the Iron Shell as well. Now Void in a lot of trouble. Mel's going to do a ton of damage. The slow there from the Purge to help pick him off. And in the end, a 2-for-1 trade. They're not the best of results. I think Void kind of jumped the gun there on that ultimate. Nature's Prophet though does have a Hex, and now he's going to continue to threaten the tier 3. This is kind of an annoying thing. I mean, Mousesports, they want to push mid, but then they've got to worry, do we going to lose this bottom tower? In fact, they're going to be outpushed here most likely. The minion spam from KSI is going to be fairly annoying.
Dire's middle
It's
tower.
going to be rather aggravating here in the tier 2. By the time they get the tier 2 down, they're possibly going to lose a tier 3, so they have to consider that. Meanwhile, they fight on top. Melody to finish off the Enigma. Enigma even throwing out his BKB in the middle of that. Then we go. Spike Carapace going to hit. Poor old Jakiro. There's the Power Stone as well. Here comes the Mana Burn as well. Jakiro trying to run away. Dagon, though, to finish him. Pops the Ghost Step to only get Dagon in the face. And the gem is bound down the ground here now. Brewmaster in trouble. There we go. The Purge going to slow him down. He's in a lot of trouble. And Power going to catch him out there. Drunken Haze getting popped out there. Now they're just going to grab this gem. They know it's there. And we're pinging it earlier. And they're going to give it to Kirky now. Tier 2 going down. But at the same time, Tier 3, no. Alex Porter back to defend.
Dire's middle tower.
Mousesports finding some traction once again. Going to continue this push. 20 seconds left. Continue pushing this down. We don't have it. Well, Void's ult is up in 5 seconds. But he will need some teammates to make the most of it. Black Hole also ready to go. Glyph gets popped, buying some time. And I think Mousesports will need to back up here. So Nature's Prophet, though, going to just keep nuking down those creeps, of course. Nature's Prophet with that gold income. As you can see, that early start he got with a very, very early Midas. It's pretty much all he needed, and he's been farming quite crazily ever since. That's it, though. Speaking of crazy farmers, Clinks has a Daedalus finished, and this is what I'm worried about. Faceless Void is just not going to have the damage output against Clinks. Here, Clinks is swinging for 200 damage before damage amp, before crits, before searing arrows. And does he have a death packed up? He doesn't even have death packed up at the moment. He's already hitting this hard. And he's got so many buffs that he has available. This is not being factored in right now. And he's already hitting so much harder than Void. This is definitely an issue for them, I think. That said, though, it doesn't have the BKB, so Drunken Brawl, they will need to get that Drunken Haze down on top of him. Otherwise, he's going to cause all sorts of hell for them. Now, Brewmaster is still building the parts here for an Argon Scepter, which is generally the go-to item for Brewmaster, just because he doesn't really benefit from anything except for auras. Hasn't gone for the Drum Spill, which used to be popular. And Void apparently building a BKB, which is definitely valuable against the lineup he's facing. That said, it will cut down the amount of damage, burst damage he's going to have. Just not going to have that attack speed that he really wants to really get stuck in and cause all sorts of hell. He's not going to be as sort of burst damagey as Clinks in that aspect. Meanwhile, though, Santa just skulking about up here. Probably see a Blink Dagger from him next, I believe. But he's skulking around here. They're getting ready to ult in. They have all these 3 big ults here. The only one they're really missing, in fact, no, Jakiro's here. They've got all 4 of them. The only hero they're missing, really, of course, is Nature's Prophet can show up at a moment's notice. I see they do get scattered out, though, by a Sonic Trap. I see, though, they don't know how many of them are there. See, they get baited into a bad fight. Meanwhile, the Curse, though, speaking of bait, that is Curse, in fact, as the Staff goes down, now he's got a lot of trouble. The Impale, he was counting on being at a Primal Split there as bait, didn't even get the slightest opportunity to get it off. The Orchid stance was way too fast. Now Standard is going to teleport out. He's going to get away, though. I was about to say, holy crap, is he going to get picked off? In fact, he did get picked off. He actually died. I mean, the thing is with the camera, if you double-click the hero portrait, it takes you to their location of death. So this is where Brewmaster died. Enigma died in the fountain somehow. It might have actually... No, I have no idea how he did that. He died in the fountain. So there we go. Gets picked off, dies in the fountain, and is probably somewhat frustrated about that. Meanwhile, though, this is given a big, wide open window here for the Radiant team to push. There's no ult there for 20 seconds, for a good 20 seconds. They have a big, wide open window. Here we go. They're going to take it too. They climb through that window. They're going to bust down the racks. The mid rack's going to fall here. Both Raxes, both the range and the melee racks, they might even try and sweep the bottom racks at the same time. They've got a good 5 seconds. They might be able to handle this. We've got Clinks. He's got the damage here. Here we go, and there we go. Edict going to be popped as well. They've got this Rax as well. A double Rax, a swift double Rax here. Although Void going to jump in. They need the last hit. Can they get the last hit there? Enigma. They need to get that in there. Enigma's back up and running. There's the Black Hole. Going to catch Alex inside it. Will they pick off Fatter as well? Down goes the Shack. Fatter though pops the BKB. Doesn't take any damage. They need to just auto-attack this Rax. Just auto-attack it and pick it off. Somebody needs to get over that. Kuriki, somebody Fatter though, still going for the fight. Will they pick it up? Finally, they find the hit on that. Bring it down. There we go. They do pick off both Fatter as well as Alex. And now Kuriki running away here. I think he's visible though. No, he's got the gem himself. He's not visible. But definitely a valuable run there. As Dagon level 3, in fact he might even go in for this. He's got the burst damage. If another support comes in here, they could try and pick him off fairly easily. And now Clinks is brought back, finds himself a haster in as well. Oh, they're looking for it. There we go. The stun goes out. Here comes the silence as well. And there's a good kill on Void. Exactly what they wanted. This just puts Void further and further behind. But suddenly Mousesports swing this game into high gear and just came down to that bad mid fight from Virtus.Pro. And the sudden push power there from Mousesports. But now Kurki about to get picked off there. Will get shut down fairly quickly. Roshan about to get picked. No. We see a buyback there from Nix. He will be back in the mix fairly shortly. KSI though trying to get this up. They know that something's up here. The question is whether or not they can get here quickly enough. Now we've got Clinks going to check things out here. No countermeasures here from the Radiant. Or they have dust if they suspect they can pop it. And there we go. Roshan heavily damaged but not finished. In fact, Black's just going to gun for us. You know, why the hell not? 800 damage crits. And there we go. They will give away Roshan. Virtus.Pro making the mistake there of trying to push in on that. And they're also trying to grab the tier 3 top tower as well, though I don't think it's really going to happen for them. And there we go. They're also going to try... No, I think they're going to go top. Meanwhile, Fata porting to the bottom lane just to chase off KSI and stop him from being jerkish. Nick's just going to scout the jungle there. And is he going for the level 4? I mean, wow. He's gone for big burst hits against the hero that is most... probably infamous for his ability to ignore burst hits and just sort of laugh at them. At the worst of moments, he will backtrack those big... I mean, he threw in an 800 damage nuke. If you don't backtrack, deal with it. Akira, though, feeling fairly poor there. And it looks like Santa, he went for another gem, in fact, but saving for that, most likely that Blink Dagger there, 2,000 gold in the bank there. Most likely a Blink Dagger. That said, looks like Virtus.Pro are going to hold on for the moment. Because, of course... one good fight. I mean, they get a good fight off, and then suddenly Nature's Prophet can take a counteract. You've got to keep that in mind. Nature's Prophet with his mobility means this game is definitely not over. Meanwhile, though, ganking him, and Kuriki getting caught out here. Ice Path, well, KSI just barely surviving that. And Kuriki indeed throwing out that Dagon, doing a critical damage there, but in the end, KSI managing to tank it just barely. In fact, has picked up an Assault Courier there. This is exactly what I mean, a couple of good pickoffs and suddenly Nature's Prophet could be all up in your face, pushing your towers and Raxes. And it's gradually working. I mean, this is a vulnerable tower. Bottom is definitely wide open there. In fact, you see there, it's already been harassed fairly heavily. Mid, less so. They've already got the tier 2 up, but at the same time, they're going to put the pressure on mid. Kuriki's down at the moment, hasn't got a buyback, has already spent that. And there we go. And that gem, of course, is what spotted Kuriki up. Kuriki as well. We're not too happy about that. Meanwhile, we see the death back being tossed in, and Black's going to try and grab it. There we go. Oh, they are specifically going to try and pick up Clinks. Clinks, though, has the buyback ready. Even if they get him, it's not going to be the end of the world there. Clinks, Black Hole being tossed out there. Only going to catch one to two heroes there. Alex as well as Pass. Pass now going to turn around. Going to throw out his surge. Going to try and get away. Black gets taken out. Buys back immediately. They get the tower, but they lose Enigma in the process and have burned a lot of their ults right now. This may have been a mistake in the end there. We'll see what the counterattack is. Primal Split, though. They're going to keep gunning for this. Vada now in some trouble. Getting caught out there. There we go. Orchid being tossed down on Void. Void trying to back up. Sonic Trap. Going to catch the Brewmaster Split there. And Void leaping over the trees. Going to try and get away. Should be able to escape. Meanwhile, though, the Urst Panda. Looks like they're actually going to pick off. There we go. Brewmaster can jump. Recombining back in a really bad position. Easy kill there for these heroes here, that they pick him off very, very quickly. Darks is still working on his item though. It looks like NS about to get taken out. There's the Impale. Pops out the stun. The Ice Path as well, but manages to cop Carapace at the face. Well, Fado though helping him pick up that kill as he just swings him around from behind. And the only survivor right now, Nature's Prophet, as well as Void. And I don't know if this is going to be enough. In fact, it looks like they're just going to throw it. They said, you know what, 40 seconds, that's plenty enough time. Let's just take those tier 4 towers. They might just push up mid, and they might know they need to take the tier 2 in top. So it looks like they're just going to go for the throne as well as the range racks here. Or they manage to know they're just going to throw it here. See Black's going to take the damage, accept the damage there, and then just slam this tower. Edict going to get popped as well. There we go. They do pop the glyph to try and buy some time. They've got 15 seconds, but they don't have their big ults up is the issue. No Chronosphere. Chronosphere in 10 seconds, actually. Macropyre is up, but they don't have the Primal Split or the Black Hole. Those are way, way on cooldown.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's
And there we
top
go.
tower is under attack.
Easy beat down on this tower at the moment. And there we go. Now he's going to try and finish this. Can Virtus.Pro mount a defense here? Will they just let it go? Void jumps in. There we go. Throws down. They'll only catch his two heroes though. And there we go. The immediate Hex on Void. Just shut him down inside his bubble. We see Fata get picked up, but he's got the Aegis up in a second. Alex about to get dropped as well. Alex out, the next one to go down there. Meanwhile, Pass still fighting. Has the Iron Shot doing as much damage as KSI's again. The Ghost Scepter gets blocked. Blast, so still getting hammered there. Pops the mech there. Now we've got Curse still in the mix. They're going to throw down the Thunderclap. Ammon though going to push forward there. Fata going to give chase there as it looks like he's taking damage to that Magnifier. He doesn't have, or gets dusted up, doesn't have Refraction up. Refraction up now. Can he pop it in time? Well, it looks like it's not going to happen though. Buybacks though from the Dire side. They are going to do whatever they can to hold this off. And in the end, half health tower there. You see a buyback there from Darkseer. Another buyback there from Leshrac as well. And in the end, Virtus.Pro, they do manage to hold. They lose 2 tier 4s and a half health Raxo. And we might even see, I think we'll probably just see Mousesports. They'll look for a gank and they'll probably just try and finish this fairly shortly. That's it though. They did have the top lane counter push. It was Nature's Prophet most likely finishing that off. We've got to keep that in mind. This game is not entirely over just because Nature's Prophet can do that. That said though, it is two Raxes versus one sort of semi-Rax there. I think he only got the melee Rax there. And of course the other deal is this is very, very vulnerable. Even a slightly bad fight could lead to a throning.
Regeneration.
So Virtus.Pro, they had to be very cautious about this as well as very cautious about potentially losing Nature's Prophet because they really need that Hex. That said, Nature's Prophet does have buyback ready, so of course he can try and turn these fights around with a good buyback. Of course, that is something that they have an advantage of. The fact that Virtus.Pro can buy back and immediately get a hero straight back into the fight. Meanwhile, though, they're going to go for the bottom. Virtus.Pro looking for the bottom racks here. Now, they will need to mount a defense. Why is this going to be problematic? There we go. No glyph up for the Radiant side here, as it looks like they're going to have to commit to this fight here. Impaled, no, it's going to be a mana burn tossed out there. Do we have Primal Split up? Primal Split is up. Boy jumps in, gets an ult off. Kuriki caught as well as Black. Black, the one they're going to gun for though. Can they bring him down here? It doesn't have a buyback left, needs to stay clear. They bring up Kuriki, bring down Kuriki, but there we go. BKB being popped. Do we have a Black Hole coming up? No, we don't. No Black Hole. Buyback there for Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet teleporting straight back in a stack in there. Meanwhile, they managed to pick off Black. Black is down. This is bad. This is really, really bad here for Mousesports, as they are likely to lose their Raxes here as we see the recombine there. A buyback though from Templar Assassin, trying to salvage something there, vacuum back in there. Pass trying to do the best he can. A Hex goes down. Meanwhile though, the wall is doing its work there. And Pass does get picked off. Fata now going to try and pick off Kurz. Void though is down and out. The KSI gets picked up and Fata managing to hold the line here as they have to pop these Ghost Scepters here, but now Kurz is getting picked off as well. There we go. Kurz gets purged there by the Diffusal Blade and picked off. Meanwhile, a blink out there from Santa and a teleportation home. Meanwhile, though, they do finally lose the top rack, but they salvage the bottom one. I mean, this is, if ever there was a time to counter push, now is it. Fata should probably just charge up. I mean, I feel like they should just charge at the mid and just gun for it. Well, that's it. Void is going to be up. No, that's it. No, Void is up in 20 seconds, so maybe not. They only have 2 heroes up on the Radiant side, but definitely Clinks, he bought up a Lincoln Sphere, so he didn't have the money left there for the buyback. I think that's definitely something they've got to watch. They really need, both teams need to be saving for buybacks in this situation. So Furion though, did he buy back in that fight? Yes, he bought back and immediately got picked off again. They do definitely need to be careful about that, but indeed both teams need to carry. Need to very desperately carry this buyback. Even on the supports, if at all possible, carry these buyback amounts. Just because, especially when on defensive, a buyback from a support can be definitely the difference between losing a Rax or getting a Rax, or losing a Rax or saving a Rax. Meanwhile, though, Kuriki continuing to, wow, that is not his usual mobility build. Dagon level 4 at the moment. And we see the Impale come through there. Clinks now going to pop that Windwalk, going to come from behind, going to try and pick up Ammon now. Ammon is in trouble there. We see the stuns go out there. They're going to bang there on Black. The time stop gets thrown and the Coroner Spear tossed out. Ammon now turning around. Black going to get picked off. Black without the buyback once again. This is not good news at all. Black, yes, definitely no buyback right now. Fata also the next possibly to get picked off. See the time revoked by Void. Gets a bash on Fata. Fata is down now. Can he buy back? I don't think so. No, he can't. This is going poorly for Mousesports. And now we're going to see the counter push here from Virtus.Pro. They get the 4 kills. Can they pick off a 5th? They're giving chase here. And now it looks like Pass going to try and teleport out. But this is probably not going to happen. There we go. Picks him off. Nicely done there. And that is our team wipe there, and all they traded was a Furion for it. That is really, really sick news here. Virtus.Pro now going to charge them in. You see there's a minute to 30 seconds cooldown right now. They are just going to gun for this Rax. Or even just try and throw it in a second. They might try and blitz past now. It looks like they're not going to try. They're going to try and Rax it. Then go for the throw. They've sent Kurz back to hold off the creep wave here, but they should be able to gun for this. 30 seconds still on black. At the very least, they should be able to get the Rax in mid. I don't think they'll get the throw, but they will get the mid Rax. Just because they don't have the ults up at the moment. That's it. No, Void is here though. Void could actually potentially take him if they can get the stuns up, because black doesn't have a BKB. I feel like that should have honestly been a BKB. Instead, that Lincoln Sphere. I'm really not a huge fan of Lincoln Sphere if you couldn't tell. But there we go, the Rax will get knocked out. Black will be up in 5 seconds right if these Raxes go down. Just be careful that they don't lose these heroes in return. They don't want to overextend here. They're actually going to go, oh wow, they're actually going to go for the melee Rax here as well. Black is coming, they need to try and salvage this. A buyback there from Pass. Can they get here in time? A port in, now they're trying to get clear here. A Hex now on Faces forward. Here comes the silence as well on him. Can Faces forward? No, he pops the BKB. They were too slow at it. Clinks doesn't get off the Orchid in time, as it looks like he will manage to leap away there. Do we have a Skeleton War coming up? Doesn't look like it. Another leap away there, so it looks like we'll actually pick off. Oh dear. They lose the Enigma. Enigma though buying back, so it should be okay now. Meanwhile though, the Raxes do fall. The Raxes, actually Furion ports in behind them and takes the towers. Oh, Furion, such a jerk. And now they get the Mega Creeps. Virtus.Pro unexpectedly come in from behind there, and this is why people hate Furion. This is a great example of why Furion is the biggest jerk in Dota 2. You've got an epic defense running along there, and then suddenly this prick just comes in from behind and takes your Rax, and now it's Megas. I mean, I don't think Mouse Sports can handle the Mega Creep, to be honest. I mean, this is it. This is their final round. They know they've got to go for it. They say, alright, this is it. We've got to go for the Rax. They've got a 4v5 advantage. The Black Hole is up, though. Chronosphere is up. I don't have a good feeling about it. They've also got problems. They've got everything. They've got absolutely everything up. They do, at the very least, they have one tier 4 to hold off the creep wave, but they know they've got to go for it here. Then we got the stun down. They pick off Ammon straight away. Buys back, though. That said, though, they haven't wasted any huge ults. Of course, Vendetta's down for the burst damage, but now we've got Ammon jumps in, throws down the ult. It's a PGG level, only catches Pass. Pass are getting hammered on, but they just need to buy time here for the Mega Creeps to go to work here. They pick up a Black Hole, though. That is a game-winning Black Hole. Gets the 3 heroes down, and now disables all of them there. All heroes disabled with the Black Hole, as well as that Chronosphere. And now Fat is going to go down. Pass is down. We've already lost Alex as well. This is not looking good at all. The leap forward there, and they can see him as well. They've got vision. Unfortunately, Black about to get picked off. GG is called. They know it's gone. Furion doing his business. There we go. Furion being a jerk. GG is called. There with Mouse Sports, they made the right decision. They said, we've got a gun for this. We've got to. This is it. It's all or nothing. Got to go for this Rax. In the end, the Chronosphere as well as the Black Hole enough to hold them off. And it will look like, instead of being a 1-1 tiebreaker, it's going to be a 2-0 sweep there for Virtus.Pro. Virtus.Pro off to a very shaky start, but in the end coming back quite hard there, and the team fight potential in the end, I feel, plus some ability from Nature's Prophet. This is why people love that hero. They love to pick him up because the mobility that he has to snipe towers when you're not looking. It is huge. As you can see, they're getting that Rax in the bottom line, getting those Megas really forced Mouse Sports' hands, as well as the fact he took the top Rax as well while no one was looking. They just managed to snipe back these towers and just equalize it for them. But anyway, guys, that has been the Premier League for tonight. I will try and get an interview. If Virtus.Pro are at the Cyber Arena, it probably won't be possible. I will attempt to get it, however. It may not be possible, but you know what? Thanks for watching, and of course, we do have another game coming up tomorrow night. It will be Empire versus Fnatic. Same time, 8:30 PM Central European, so if you want to tune in that, it won't really decide a whole lot, but it will, I think, just be a good match nonetheless. Empire, of course, is a great team to watch in action. Fnatic are a very interesting team. They are a very sort of offbeat, unusual team. They run a lot of different strategies, so tune in for that. But otherwise, guys, I will just see if we can get the interview. If not, then I will see you tomorrow night.